So hi guys, so in our topic is all about client presentation. So we're going to start at use visuals to present ideas completely, find relationships, make points vivid, emphasize material and present material concisely with less repetition. So in short, every visual should tell a story. So visual design guidelines. So why do we need to check the quality of data? To ensure compliance with regularity requirements and provide reliable insights for decision making. Examples of data. Issues include duplicate data, incomplete data, inconsistent data, incorrect data, poorly defined data, poorly organized data, and poorly data security. Determine the story you want to tell. Start in the action of the story. Knowing who your audience is one of the most important pieces of information you need in order to communicate effectively. For example, tell a story about yourself. A narrative has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it conveys a thematic message, so you need to tell your readers not only what happened but also why it's significant. Choose visual that fits the story. Visual presentations play a crucial role in storytelling as they help to convey complex data in an easily understandable format. They can enhance the narrative by providing visual aids that support the information being presented, making it more engaging and memorable. For example, keep your readers top of mind, be strategic in your use of interactive visual elements. Follow conventions for designing visuals. Conventions serve as the etiquette and agreed upon ways in which terms operate in ensuring consistency and streamlining process. For example, conventions such as composition and style, the art element of line, shape, color, tone, texture, form, sound, light, and time. Use color and decoration with restraint. So it's not just about making cars as attractive. The strategic use of color influence how learners interact with content. For instance, certain colors can be sharp and focused and facilitate comprehension, while overly vibrant ones might distract and even decrease the effectiveness of learnings. For example, colors help us represent reality, provide focus, express emotion, connect information, increase legibility, and create psychological impact. Be sure that visual is accurate, ethical. On the one hand, visual is ethics is concerned with ethical issues involved in the production of visual images. For example, how do representation in news media deploy cultural codes, race, class, ethnicity, gender, and so on in order to create distance from empathy with specific people and groups? Help make data meaningful. Data visualization is the process of using visual elements like charts, graphs, or maps to represent of data. It translates complex, high-volume, or numerical data into visual representation that is easier to process. Data visualization tools improve and automate the visual communicate process for accuracy and detail. Help communicate points. In our daily life, communication helps us build relationships by allowing us to share our experiences and needs and help us connect to others. It's the essence of life, allowing us to express feelings, pass on information, and share thoughts. Enhance oral presentation. One of the benefits of developing oral communication skills is that a student can develop competency in something that is very pervasive in their lives. Not only can support student to talk, help them better construct understanding of an idea or concept, it can also signal to the instructor whether a particular activity.
Check quality of data. Reliable sources ensure that the data you are using come from trustworthy and credible sources like government agencies, reputable organizations, or academic institutions. Supported by facts, confirm that your data is based on solid evidence such as research findings or verified statistics. This helps to ensure the information is accurate and dependable. Avoid unreliable visual. Do not include charts, graph, or image that display data from sources that are questionable or unverified. Using misleading visual can result in incorrect interpretation and weaken your argument. Determine the story you want to tell. Good stories may support a hunch you have. Sometimes data can confirm something you already suspected or believe. This reinforces your perspective with evidence. Surprise or challenge knowledge. Great story often provide unexpected insight or challenge conventional thinking. Data that defines expectation grabs attention. Show unexpected trends or changes. When the data reveals something uh, that wasn't anticipated, it makes the story more intriguing. Help commercial or social significance. Data stories that are relevant to business outcomes for societal issues resonate more with audiences as they see the real-world implication. Provide information needed for action. Good stories give the audience practical insight or guidance they can act on, making the data valuable for decision making. Be relevant to the audience. To engage your audience, the story should relate to their interests, concerns, or needs. Tailoring the data to your audience is key to holding their attention. Determine a story you want to tell. To find a stories, focus on the topic, choose a specific subject or issue you want to explore. Focusing helps narrow down the data you're going to analyze and present. Simplify the data and convert numbers to simple units. Break down complex data into simpler, more understandable units. This makes it easier for the audience of grasp the meaning. Look for relationship and changes. Identify the patterns, correlations, and any significant changes over time or across categories. These relationships often reveal key parts of the story. Choose the right visual for the story. There have a table. The table in the upper left, this is best for representing exact values like comparing US and European children's size. Tables are great for showing detailed data in a straightforward way but might, might not immediately highlight trends. Gantt chart. Center, second from the top. This chart type is useful for showing project timelines or processes without dependencies. It's helped illustrate stage and task or over time. Bar chart, type right. Bar charts are ideal for comparing categories or groups over time. The example here seems to compare quarterly data, making it clear which quarter or group has higher or lower values. Line charts, in the bottom left. Line charts are the perfect for showing trends over time, such as stock market changes or rising rates. As in this image, they're great for highlighting increases, decreases, or fluctuation. Pie chart. A pie chart is used for showing proportions or percentage with a whole. It helps illustrate how different parts contribute to the total. Image. This is a photograph of hand entering a card into machine, likely representing some sort of process, such as ATM usage or a transaction. Photos are often used for storytelling for adding context to data. Map. Maps are effective for displaying geographical data showing regional distribution or illustrating travel routes. They add special context to the data. Blueprint. Blueprint plan. This appeared to be a technical drawing or a blueprint used in construction, architecture, or design field to show specific layouts or in structures, scatter plot, or line. Plot in this type of charts, this is used to show relationship between two variables or two track changes over time. As seen is the simple graph showing quarterly data. Each visual serves a different purpose, and the choice of which to use depends on the type of the data and the story you want to tell. If you're showing trends, line charts might be ideal, but if you want to show exact values or proportion, tables or pie charts are more appropriate.
When creating a visual, especially for presentation or reports, it's important to ensure the following 6 components are present to enhance credibility and clarity. So the number 1 is title that tells a visual story should clearly communicate the main point or a message the visual. It should give the viewer an intimate understanding of what the visual represents on the key insight they will gain for it. And the number 2, clear indication or data. The visual should make it easy to identify what data is being presented. This could be include number, trends, or relationship between variables. The key data points or finding must be enlightened for the viewers easily interpret. Number 3, clearly label units. If the visual uses units or measure, for example, percentage, dollars, or kilometers, this should be clearly marked on the axis or within the graphic itself. This ensures the viewers understand the scale and significance of the data. And the number 4, labels or legends identify axes, colors, symbols, and etc. To help the viewer make sense of the different elements of visuals, here are the examples. Colors representing different categories, symbols indicating certain data points. You should include a legend or labels that make it clear what each axis represents or what the viewer's visual elements signify. Number 5, source of data used to create visual. To ensure transparency and credibility, always provide the source of the data. This lets the audience verify the information and ensure the visual is based on reliable source. Source of a visual if not your work. That's the number 6. If the visual was created by someone else and adapt from other sources, give the proper credit. This ensures ethical use of visuals and helps maintain academic or professional integrity. So each part works together to enhance the effectiveness of the visuals, ensuring that is accommodate the intended message clearly, accurate, and ethically. And the number 5, use color and decorations with restraint. Number 1, audience interpret color based on the context. The meaning of colors can vary depending on the environment or situations. For example, in some cases, bright colors can indicate urgency or danger, while in the other, they might signal importance or attentions. So what is color connotations? Color connotation vary among cultures and professions. Different cultures and professions assign different meaning to colors, so it is important to be aware of these differences. For instances, red in China, red symbolizes a fortune or prosperity, while in the US, red commonly indicates danger or stop. Next is the blue. Blue in the US, blue often symbolizes masculinity, but in France it has a negative connotations associated with criminality. In Egypt, blue is a link with strength and fertility. Use maximum shading and lines. Keep shading the use of decorative lines to maximum so that visual remains simple and focused. Excess decorations can distract from the actual data or message. For the black and white graphs, use shades of gray. When color is not available, use shade of gray to identify elements of a graph. This ensures that even without color, the visual is still easy to understand and interpret. Be sure the visual is accurate and ethical. Make sure the audience does not have to study the visual to learn the main point. The visual could be clear in strength where the viewers can quickly grasp the key takeaway if people have to spend too much time. Distinguish between actual and estimated or project values. When presenting data, it is essential to differentiate between real data and future projections or estimates. You should use different lines, colors, or shading to make these distinctions clear, helping viewers understand the creativity of the data. Include the context of the data. The audience needs to understand the context in which data was collected or presented. This might include the time period, locations, or circumstances which all impact the interpretations of the data.